Today I'm at Ferrari Maserati of Long Island to check out the cars in their inventory, so let's go check them out. We're off to a very strong start today because this is the first vehicle I saw when I pulled into the parking lot, a super stealthy Ferrari 812 GTS, the convertible version of the 812 Superfast. It makes the same amount of horsepower as the Superfast, and that is 789 horsepower from the 6.5 liter naturally aspirated V12 engine. This car is both aggressive and beautiful, and I think Ferraris do that really well, especially the 488 Pista. The Pista is so mean looking, but it's also so gorgeous. Just look at this side profile. I can honestly stare at this car all day. It's just so gorgeous. The sweeping curves, the shape, the long front hood, it's just such a stunning vehicle. And honestly, one of my favorite parts about this car are the quad taillights. How cool do those look? Especially lit up right now. The car is currently running. I believe it just sold, so the owner will be driving away with it shortly. In the detailing building, we've got a Ferrari Roma in what I believe to be blue Roma, which is the launch color for this car. It looks just like it, but it doesn't say it on the window sticker, so I'm not 100% sure. But nonetheless, this is a pretty nice spec. I'm actually shocked to see that this customer opted for some carbon fiber pieces on this car. I would not expect to see that on the Roma. It's such an understated grand tourer. It's not like a track-focused beast like the 488 Pista, so I'm definitely shocked to see that carbon fiber. This is really unusual. This Roma has exposed carbon fiber side skirts, an exposed carbon rear diffuser, and an exposed carbon spoiler. I don't think I've ever seen a Roma with this much carbon fiber, and guys, we will never see a Roma with this much carbon fiber ever again. I feel like carbon fiber doesn't suit the nature of this car. This car is very elegant and understated, and the carbon fiber just makes it a bit more noticeable and sporty, so that's probably why most people don't get exposed carbon on this car. But then we have some customers who choose to get carbon fiber, like we see here. It's nice to see someone option out this car to such a high degree, and like I said, I doubt we'll ever see a Roma with this much carbon fiber ever again. Now that leaves me with a question for you guys. Would you get exposed carbon fiber on the Roma, or would you not? Personally, I don't even think I would. I'd rather save the money, and that's coming from me, someone who loves exposed carbon fiber on sports cars and supercars, but I don't know, it just doesn't suit this car, or at least that's what I think anyway. But I'm curious to hear what you guys think of this. This is actually crazy. I have the window sticker right here sitting on the dashboard. So this car starts at $218,000. This one is so heavily optioned that the total price is $358,636. That's just insane. You know what? Let's give the customer the benefit of the doubt and see what they optioned on this car. So I see first on the list is the front radar with ACC, Apple CarPlay, aluminum brake calipers, carbon fiber rear boot trim, rear diffuser in carbon fiber underdoor cover, anti-stone chipping film, exterior sill kick in carbon fiber upper tunnel trim, colored inner details, carbon fiber dashboard inserts, dual color leather interior trim, horse stitched on headrest, sport exhaust pipes, and then we've got $71,000 in other options that we can't see because we don't have the full spec sheet. So this customer spent at least $25,000 on carbon fiber options. That's crazy. I feel like I keep saying this is crazy. I mean, it is crazy. When was the last time you guys saw a car, an entry-level Ferrari, with this much carbon fiber? To share a little information about the Ferrari Roma, it's powered by a twin-turbocharged 3.9-liter V8 engine that makes 612 horsepower and 561 pound-feet of torque. It pairs with an 8-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission, also known as DCT, that debuted on the even more exotic Ferrari SF90 Stradale. 0 to 60 miles per hour takes place in 3.1 seconds, and the Roma has a top speed of 199 miles per hour. We've got an absolutely stunning 488 Pista Spider. I've never seen this Pista Spider before, and you guys know how excited I get when I see a new Pista, so I'm definitely in a good mood today. However, I am a little bit annoyed that it's kind of shoved in the corner here. It's not really good for filming. I mean, this is pretty much the only angle I can get, except this angle, which is pretty decent. I think I'm gonna wait for this car to be moved somewhere else with more space before I film a proper video with it. Hopefully it doesn't sell within the next week, but part of me thinks it probably will because Pistas are in pretty high demand nowadays. Over here, we've got the Ferrari SF90 Stradale, the most powerful Ferrari road car ever. It's featured in a rather basic spec, Rosso Corsa with a narrow interior and silver wheels, and believe it or not, this is actually the same basic spec that they offer you on the configurator before you pick different colors and options. We'll take a look at that soon because I thought that was pretty funny. But diving into the numbers of this car, it has a 4-liter twin-turbo V8 engine that makes 769 horsepower on its own, and it also has 3 electric motors that provide an additional 217 horsepower for a grand total output of 986 horsepower. It also makes 590 pound-feet of torque, and it has an impressive top speed of 211 miles per hour. Power is sent to all 4 wheels, making this the first mid-engined Ferrari with all-wheel drive. It also has an 8-speed automatic transmission. This car can sprint from 0 to 60 miles per hour in, get ready for this, 2.5 seconds. That is really, really impressive. Keep in mind, this car starts at just $507,000, which is an extremely small amount of money for a supercar that makes almost 1,000 horsepower and that sprints from 0 to 60 in just 2.5 seconds. Honestly, hats off to Ferrari for creating a car that's only $500,000 to start. Of course, options will add up, and most Ferrari owners do get tons of options, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars worth, but bravo to Ferrari for making a car with so much performance capabilities for that little amount of money. I mean to say that $500,000 is a little amount of money in comparison to the prices of hypercars that offer similar performance as this. So for example, the 918 Spider is about $1.5 million, and that doesn't even make 900 horsepower. It only makes 887 horsepower. So in comparison to that car, the SF90 Stradale looks like a bargain. It provides an impressive list of standard features, including a reconfigurable digital gauge display, automatic climate control, and a leather-lined cabin. Taking a look at the outside of the car, you've got these unique L-shaped headlights with air intakes underneath them. So air goes in right there. That's a pretty neat feature. You've got this arrow shape in the front that I know some people don't like, but I've grown to like it over time. This is, I believe, my 8th or 9th SF90 Stradale I've seen, so I've definitely warmed up to it over the past few months. You've got these standard silver wheels with red brake calipers, the Scuderia shields, and these horizontal quad taillights at the back. To get the lowest possible center of gravity, Ferrari put the engine so far down in this car. Now let's take a look at the configurator so you can see what I was talking about earlier. We're gonna configure it in 2D. So you see up here it says basic configuration. I mean, it's literally identical to that one. Silver wheels, red paint, black interior. So it pre-selects Rosso Corsa. If we go to the second page, it's got a narrow roof which this one has. It's got the standard rims. I mean, they're practically identical so far, but there are some differences, and we'll get to that. Exterior carbon is unchecked, and this car doesn't have any exterior carbon, so they're still identical so far. Exhaust pipes, standard exhaust pipes, this one has, I checked. Interior color. Now this is where the two cars differ. So this one has selected the standard seats, but this SF90 actually has the standard carbon fiber racing seats with some red accents there. As far as interior details, you can get carbon fiber. This one has it on the steering wheel and some on the doors. For the carpets, they're black, just like here. And here's the summary. So they're practically identical, with the main difference being the seat option. This one has the carbon fiber racing seats. The basic spec on the configurator just has the standard seats. So after looking at the configurator, I think it's safe to say the spec on this SF90 is extremely basic, but there's nothing wrong with that. Over here we've got a Rosso Corsa 812 Superfast with black wheels and a black and red interior with carbon fiber. The super expensive Roma that we were checking out is now parked over here next to the Monza SP2. There's actually two Monza SP2s, but of course they're still covered. And here we've got the brand new Ferrari 812 GTS, the convertible version of the 812 Superfast, with just under $100,000 in optional equipment. Some of the optional equipment includes Apple CarPlay, the suspension lifter, these Daytona style seats, leather in the center here, and carbon fiber parts. So you can see carbon fiber on the steering wheel as well as in the center tunnel area. Even though this is a pretty typical Ferrari spec, with it being red over tan, it's still nice to see. And you've got the Cavallino stitched in Rosso on the headrests. And I really do love the look of these Daytona style seats. I love the interior of the 812 in general, whether it's the Superfast or GTS, but honestly I think I would get the GTS because I want the thrill of open air driving. Now with the GTS, you don't get the sloping rear with the glass window like you do on the Superfast, but honestly that's okay because I think these buttresses that you only get with the GTS are absolutely stunning. This car starts at $397,000, but with all the options this one has, the total price is $496,000, so basically $500,000. Like I mentioned, this car starts at $507,000, but with options that are mostly carbon fiber and red interior stitching and accents, the total price is $548,000. So this car is about 50 grand more than this one, but which one would you take, the 812 GTS or the SF90 Stradale? Outside the showroom, we've got the 2015 Porsche 911 GT3 that was upstairs for a little bit, parked near the GT3 RS, but now it's outside. Maybe it's sold. It was listed for $150,000. Also outside is this Ferrari 488 GTB in Rosso Corsa with matte gray wheels. So that was my visit to Ferrari Maserati of Long Island. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.